In this press statement, we shall be looking at very crucial issues which is aimed at strengthening the administration of electoral justice and accountability in Nigeria via 6 key components, which are 2023 election code tracking.ng, election tribunal monitoring, justice pal app, perception poll survey, justice yarn, and media court reporters gang, as we call for a live broadcast for the 2023 general election court proceedings. The background and introduction for this feastjustice.ng project launch. As part of our mandate to deepening democracy, justice and good governance, inter alia via transparency, accountability, and active citizen participation could access to justice, especially for the 2023 general elections, the Speak Out Africa initiative has launched feastjustice.ng project with a view to garner support for the judiciary in welding and rebuilding perceived breach of trust and confidence on the part of the Nigerian citizen towards the hallowed court. Like we know, public trust and confidence in our government institution is critical to the functioning of any democratic republic, but that of the courts and judiciary is a central tenet of the rule of law and often seen as the oxygen for any democracy that wants to thrive, hence its description always as the last hope of common man. Among current raging controversies, some lashing the judiciary, some backlashing, some saying so many things, it is important to emphasize that judiciary is part of the democracy and by extension the electoral process, and never an interloper as some misconstrued. Thus, though the electoral umpire INEC did the first part of the job, which many believe fell below expectation and every known standards, the remaining part of the 2023 election task now rests with the judiciary, and we are confident to say that we believe that the right thing shall be done, despite aspersions and attempts by politicians to paint the image of the court in bad light. That will not be given credence by the good citizens of Nigeria, and at the same time, our justice system should stand tall in dispensing justice without fear or favor to strengthen the justice system in Nigeria, even as citizens and the world look up to them. The judiciary's constitutional responsibility to determine the outcome of election cases has always elicited mixed reactions. The petitioner who succeeds will always applaud the judiciary for a job well done, while the respondent may make few sketching remarks about the judgment and sometimes the judge. However, concerns over bias in the courts appear prominently in the current day Nigeria vis-a-vis public trust. This has informed our decision through the assistance of our different partners to bet this epoch project so as to weld the disconnection, rebuild, and help regain public trust and confidence. Hence, the launch of feastjustice.ng project today. What is the objective of this project in very clear terms? The feastjustice.ng project is a justice-focused project aimed at instilling public trust and confidence in the court and judiciary, and at the same time fostering accountability, with a view to ultimately end perceived incidences of electoral judicial compromise, thus heralding a new reform in the administration of electoral justice and accountability in Nigeria so as to gain political stability and legitimacy, hence strengthening our access to justice by citizens, especially the marginalized. Commendation to the judiciary. Before we begin to highlight a few of the challenges and offer solutions to them, it is necessary to commend the judiciary and our court for their many good works. Yes, there are many good works. For some of the decisions it has taken that has reinforced faith in its determination and capability to effectively manage the electoral process adjudication. Among their many achievements is the timely review and signing of election judicial proceeding practice direction 2022. Which will serve as a guide to all stakeholders in providing an improved and efficient electoral adjudicatory process in order to be in tune with the new Electoral Act 2022. This has once again strengthened citizen confidence in the judiciary and should be applauded. As humans, we are quick to point at challenges, forgetting often our successes, but our work as a civil society organization is to give a balanced view. For example, our judiciary had given landmark judgment in time past and recent such as the case of Bayelsa, the Doyediri in 2020, the case of Zamfara, Metawale in 2019, the case of Edo, Oshomole in 2008, gubernatorial cases and petitions, judgment, and others, even against all odds. These should receive accolades. This remain a plus for the judiciary. In addition, we have seen the National Judicial Council of recent sanctioned and whipped the big stick on the erring judges. Most recent is the Taraba State Chief Justice case. On the other hand, no one seems to be talking about about the many challenges of the judiciary, which has contributed immensely to their plight, especially in the court of public opinion. Issues like judicial welfare, inadequate funding, and delay in releases of funds to the judiciary are one among many challenges confronting them. And yet, the judiciary still lives above board in the face of this and still dispense justice as it should, though not widely accepted. It is high time stakeholders like us, other CSOs and citizens step up to speak out in favor of the judiciary and our justice system, especially as judiciary are constrained to speak for themselves in this regard, and yet has these needs not been met. This, we believe, will strengthen our justice system by creating conducive working atmosphere and environment for them to thrive. The 6 components of the fixjustice.ng.com are 1. 2023 election court tracking.ng. We intend to launch people-driven 2023 election court viewing portal to create space for up-to-date information and transparency and wider participation. 2. Election tribunal monitoring. This entails deploying our professional monitors with very good, substantiable legal backgrounds to observe, track, and report back court proceedings and election tribunal sittings across the nation. 3. Justice Pal app. This is a friendly, easy-to-use mobile app for citizens to download and use in following up election proceeding progress and updates real time. Perception poll survey. This is a scientific poll to be carried out to collect data and analyze for possible justice reform, as well as strengthen the administration of electoral justice and accountability in Nigeria. Justice Yarn. This is a street-driven participatory interaction to gather opinion of the common man, the market woman, that welder, that barbing salon, the carpentry, and the common man, whose last hope is the judiciary. Lastly, the Media Court Reporters Gang. This is a partnership with the media who are also approved and will be involved in the monitoring of election proceedings. Here we hope to build for capacity building, lesson sharing, experience sharing, and others, so as to strengthen our reports. From the foregoing, there is no doubt the 2023 election major setback was lack of transparency and flagrant disregard to laws and guidelines. It will then be to the best interest of the nation that the judiciary ensure no trust deficit issue arise the second time, in terms of transparency, in terms of accountability, and adherence to established laws, policies, and guidelines as they decide the fate of over 200 million Nigerians. This must be upheld in all honesty. Hence why we are calling for a transparent court proceeding. In conclusion, we use this avenue to caution politicians who make utterances that are inimical to the image of our judiciary and justice system in general to desist from such dastardly act, as the citizens already know that is their last antics to suffocate our hard-earned democracy if they succeed in cascading and suppressing the judiciary. Nigeria will not accept nor align with such antics in any guise whatsoever. More so, the judiciary should rise above board to defend our democracy and earn people's trust and confidence by delivering policy-based judgment that is seen impartial, that is unbiased, and that is free from any undue interference. By this, history will be fair to us all. And we are saying, on a last note, Let's fix judicial trust and confidence. Let's support our judiciary. We are calling for a live broadcast of court proceedings. We are saying judiciary is part of democratic process. We are saying let's save our democracy. And on the last note, we are saying judiciary is for the good people of Nigeria. Thank you once again, and thank you.